Welcome to Marcos and James, the Lisbon Pirates podcast. Good morning, Tiago.
Good morning, Mark. How are you?
I'm doing good. Good. It's Christmas is right around the corner,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm getting excited about that.
Do you have your Christmas tree already?
The Christmas tree is up.
Yeah.
When do you guys put the Christmas tree up?
Generally, it will depend because right now people are getting too early.
Well, in here you don't have the buffer,
Yeah.
the Thanksgiving
Yeah,
buffer,
yeah.
right? So we always wait till after Thanksgiving to put up the Christmas tree.
Now it's getting. Now it's a common thing for some families to have a Christmas tree around November. So
That's early.
we used to, and we still cling to, or at least try to cling to the tradition of getting our Christmas tree in December 1st.
Okay, yeah.
Because it's a holiday in Portugal, and so To be fair, it wasn't December 1st. We did it Friday because we were going to have some friends during Saturday, December 1st. So we did it on November the 13th. The 30th. How do you say it?
The November 30th?
30th.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
The 30th is 13th, 30th.
Yeah, 13 is...
Say that 10 times fast.
Yeah. You have a difficult language.
Tongue twisters with the 13, which I could find about 1 billion words in Portuguese that are tongue twisters for me. They're crazy. So let me ask you this too, because this is a big controversy in America. When do you start listening to Christmas music? I mean, this is like a big argument in the United States.
I remember that last year I was in the McDonald's, and they were putting Christmas music. It was September. But I think it was probably some
so early.
Some worker there doing some kind of joke to other worker. But yeah, right now probably. Around November again, because but I would say for me December is legit. You get into December, so you can have that.
Do you enjoy Christmas music?
Let me say to you that now that I'm 41, I do enjoy. I don't know if it happened the same way with you, but having kids really connected me much more into the Christmas spirit. So I was never against, of course, and I know that there are some Christians that are completely against.
Totally.
It's not my case, but I remember that when we were having kids, their excitement became our excitement also. And right now I'm the more pro-Christmas person in our house.
Okay, so this is going to be fascinating. So I've got a question for you then about this. When the kids were smaller, did you teach them or did you talk to them about Santa Claus? Did you let them believe in Santa Claus? Was there a tradition in your house to talk about Santa Claus?
So because they were, how do you say in a creche? It's not the
like a daycare, no.
Daycare,
daycare, right?
It was never up to us to start talking about Santa Claus.
Because everybody was talking about Santa Claus. Because here it is a big tradition, at least nowadays.
Yeah.
When you were growing up, was it a big tradition to have Santa Claus?
Not so much, because we were poorer in terms of our country, because during the 80s we became a part of the European Union, and so Portugal. In a general sense, we got more money, and so our Christmas became more sophisticated, and so you got Santa Claus costumes. It wasn't a common thing during the 80s.
Really?
But I would say that during the 90s, yes, there would be someone.
Santa really took off.
Santa really took off, because there was Santa Claus costumes, and somebody in the family would wear them. But just to say to you, the Santa Claus conversation was never a thing that we had to instruct our kids. We didn't instruct them in, there's Santa Claus, but we were never against it. And so we would have my brother-in-law, my youngest brother-in-law, and he would
dress up like
Santa Claus, and he would come up Sometimes it would be my oldest brother-in-law, Tiago.
Yeah, yeah.
Tiago Oliveira.
Would it be like on Christmas Eve?
And he would appear during,
No way, that's awesome.
and the kids would
They just go
find,
crazy.
crazy. Some of them just really scared.
Oh yeah, yeah. Would they cry?
Yeah. So, but it was not. We never had an issue with the Santa Claus. So they would find that there's no Santa Claus. At least I think there's no Santa Claus. Do you believe in Santa?
No. Well, I mean, and that's the funny thing is I've got friends though who like they killed Santa at their house, right?
They killed?
They brought the kids together and they said, listen, we want to let you know that Santa's fake and made up, and they killed him.
Yeah.
And so we never did that. We let the kids believe, and funny how it is that naturally just when they start to get older, they know that Santa's not real and all that kind of stuff. But there's a whole theological thing with that with C.S. Lewis too. Because C.S. Lewis actually said, no, believe in Santa. Teach your kids to believe in Santa, because if you don't teach them to believe in anything, how are they going to believe in God when they don't see him, right? Yeah. So anyway, there's this whole theological conversation. So, but it's interesting because it's a big debate. Like, should you believe in Santa? Should you not? Should you tell your kids?
Yeah. And even in our church, I guess you would agree that there are some things for us that they have to be believed in a very consistent way. And then there are a bunch of things.
Oh yeah, that's just wide open, right? Yeah.
And people are free. I think that probably we have some families here that will not have a Christmas tree.
Sure.
And probably they are kind of they don't feel comfortable with lots of things about Christmas, and we respect that.
Sure.
But we do the Advent, and for us it's an important thing, and so I guess it calls for freedom among Christians.
Yeah. Well, so that's where I kind of want to go this morning is to ask you, and really this is really from my heart because I struggle with this during the Christmas season. I struggle with the balancing the commercialization of the Christmas season with just the heart of understanding who Jesus was, who the Messiah was, and celebrating that. And the simplicity of that, but that not getting overwhelmed with everything that this holiday has become.
Yeah.
So what would you say to that? Like how do we balance that in our heart? How do we have a good attitude about just celebrating Jesus, but not getting carried away with the over commercialization of Christmas? And the idea that it's really, we make this holiday about us because it's about the presents, it's about family. They're really good things.
Yes.
But then we get so carried away with them to the point where it's just my confession of sins. I hate going to the mall.
Yeah.
Like during this season, ask Hannah. I get crazy because it's nuts. I mean, I hate it.
Yeah.
I mean, Colombo, this time of year, I don't want to go anywhere near Benfica, right?
That's funny because in some ways I think we are very different. You know, we have a special mall, a special Christmas mall day in our.
Are you serious?
Really.
And the whole family
Saturday, the previous Saturday, before Christmas, we always go to Amoreiras Mall.
Okay,
not
I was going to say not Colombo.
Because we try to pick one that that people behave like humans. And so in the Amoreiras, it's really nice because trying to answer.
Yeah. Okay. So explain. I'm so curious.
Because in a way, I think that you can have some fun.
Yeah.
Even with with people being suspicious that Christmas became, of course, too commercial.
Right.
But you can have some fun still, poking some of the reactions that people have against this.
Sure.
Because in a way, it's still a religious, how would you say, festivity?
Sure, yeah.
It's still a religious thing.
Yeah.
Of course, you can say, but what goes around people's minds, it's so away from Jesus that, and that's it. Interesting. How are we going to balance?
Right.
But in a way, there's I don't know if there's the word exuberance about Christmas that I really find fascinating. And so I tend to have fun. So we go to the mall. We pick the best mall to do it, but we go to the mall, we have lunch, we go to the movies, and cool. We just fill up of that that overwhelming aspect of Christmas, and it also has to do with commercial things, and I think you can live it in a way that's exuberant and that you try to connect it with what really what
we're celebrating, right?
Yeah,
right, yeah.
And so, in that sense, I was never the anti. How would you say the guy complaining a lot about Christmas?
Because that's me. I'm the guy that complains a lot about Christmas.
You're the Scrooge.
I'm the Scrooge, exactly. Hannah calls me the Scrooge all the time. And I really don't want to be, right?
Yeah.
I want to have that childlike exuberance like you're talking about. But I always have this issue in my heart of wanting to really celebrate the meaning of Christmas and being careful not to let the excess of Christmas drive what we do.
But tell me, while you were growing up, do you feel that... do you feel that happened to you, that lots of times or at some point people were forgetting the essential because
that's a good question. Let me lie down on the sofa here and Dr. Tiago is going to be
no, just for
examining my head.
Yeah, no, just for you to explain that. For starters, you spent lots of Christmas in different locations.
Right.
So you have an experience that I don't have.
And I would say probably my greatest reaction, maybe this is it. Man, Dr. Tiago, thank you. I think maybe growing up in Africa and seeing the reality of a world that doesn't... is not driven by commercial success or resources or gifts and presents, all that stuff. And then maybe seeing America in excess, and that may be driving some, I don't know, these two sides and having a hard time seeing how those work together. And so maybe my reaction is actually more from seeing America in its success and excess there and how they do the holiday just completely commercialized, and it's all about. It's about family, it's about presence, but it's blown out of proportion. Maybe I don't know, maybe it's that.
And I would just add two things. Our official Christmas season begins with getting our Christmas tree and watching Home Alone.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
It's really a tradition.
Ours is with Elf.
Really?
Have you seen Elf?
No, I've never. I have to.
Elf is fantastic.
Yeah, I have to. And so we do it, and we know the whole film, or the whole movie. We almost know every line that they are going to say, but it's still very funny for us. But one of the things that you should understand is that a Portuguese, because you grew up getting from TV the American culture in movies, for us, Christmas, although we live it here in Portugal, the real idealized Christmas is still a very American thing. It doesn't happen with us.
Interesting.
The snow thing. The houses. You watch Home Alone. Their house
decorated
it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. So, and I'm always saying to the kids, probably I'm being a bad parent, but I'm always saying, it would be wonderful if we could get a chance to spend a Christmas in America.
An American Christmas.
Yeah, an American white Christmas, knowing that whole thing, and because it's really the how would you say? It's really it's the movie world.
Right.
So
you
inhabit
the train going around the Christmas
world.
tree.
Yeah.
The presents right there.
And that's sometimes probably it's a difficult thing for an American coming to Europe. Understanding that in a way we tend to react to American culture because in a way it's a kind of idealized world that we grew up watching and desiring, but at the same time we kind of react. So you come from the movie world because you're an American. So for you to watch Home Alone, basically it's also your reality. You grew up in that reality. So for us, even if we talk about Christmas, how do you say, commercialization, it's never to the point of the movie, the movie level.
So it doesn't necessarily grate on you, doesn't bother you as much as it would me, for instance.
At least it doesn't bother me the same way. Having said this, of course, it's all about, even in Portugal, it's all about, and this is it's the second thing I want to reach, but of course people get so stressed up because of gifts and consoada, so the Christmas Eve, that
and even just family time, because you're spending more time.
Yes, and this is the thing that really bothers me more. It's not about pagans spending a lot of money, but Christians getting so stressed up for the family thing that they don't even, as Christians, they don't use the family thing to talk about Christ. And this is something that we've been trying to change in a loving way, because I'm not saying, oh, it's my parents' generation's fault. I'm not saying that, but we are trying to spend more time during Christmas and trying to at least spend some time reading a part of the Word, or at least saying something about Jesus. Because it's very common for an evangelical Christian family in Portugal to be together, and the majority of the people are getting around the table being evangelical Christians and not saying a word about Jesus, just praying. And, and this bothers me. This bothers way more than pagans spending too much money.
Right. I think that's brilliant, and I think maybe that's why it's so important as we move into this Christmas season to really take advantage of the opportunities that our church is giving, so that we can. I don't want to be cliche here, but to check our heart, really, to say, here are some moments over the next couple of weeks that you can come and participate and be part of checking your heart, and really trying to focus in on what Christmas should be about, and that is celebrating the birth of Jesus, and that is recognizing and understanding the significance of that, and then also just celebrating the fact that Jesus has come, he's here with us, he's come to this earth, he's done this, he's the Messiah that was long awaited for, and we get to celebrate that, and we get to celebrate that as a family, a family of faith, not only your family of origin as well, but to keep that as a center that drives our conversations, our interactions, our emotions, everything that's about this season, right? And so I think it's fantastic that we're going to have like extra services, stuff that here at Lapa we can use to help orient and guide our hearts, right?
And that's what the Advent calls for.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really to have time. Yeah. Because we have to remind ourselves that we need time to everything takes time in our life, and we need time to redirect our hearts, and the Advent helps us to do that. I wouldn't say that we are the more liturgical church around, but I would say that we really enjoy the Advent period and Easter, although we don't do the Lent thing, but at least calling people to, if we are going to have two special feasts, spiritual feasts, Christmas and Easter, at least let's try to do it in a way that can work like something that checks our heart. Right. Yeah.
Well, this Sunday, for example, it'd be a great opportunity for us to come to the church and listen, because Tiago Oliveira is going to be with us, right?
He's going to be with us.
Yeah, and is he going to continue to preach on Advent?
Yeah,
or have we asked him? We have to check.
Because I don't know.
Tiago, if you're listening.
Yeah, you have to. You have to.
We've set this up. Now you have to do it.
Yeah, because it's a funny thing, because I know that probably Tiago started doing this even before we did, when he was a pastor at the Igreja da Graça. But I don't know. I don't want to be unfair because I'm not sure. But I guess that is church in America. I don't think that they are into the Advent thing. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't
We'll
know.
have to ask him.
Yeah.
We'll have to ask him why.
Yeah, why?
I mean, come on, Tiago.
You are a Reformed church, because even among Reformed churches there are differences.
Oh, absolutely.
You have some more Puritan type churches that don't even mention Christmas, and you have the other ones that go after Advent and all of that.
Yeah. Well, our advice for you this morning is bring your heart to get a checkup.
Yeah.
And how like you take your car in to get a checkup at the Oficina, you know, at the what do we call that in English? At the shop, the mechanic shop?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been here too long.
You're lost.
So anyway, bring your heart in for a checkup this Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And it'll be a fantastic way to reorient your heart towards what is important and focusing on Jesus this Christmas season as you go to Colombo.
As you, I would say,
don't go to Colombo.
Try Amoreiras. It's not that big, but it's more cozy and
Yeah.
But you have to try. You have to try to go to spend.
All right, I'm going to take Tiago's advice. He's done wonders for me already this morning.
Small day. The kids really love it. I really love it.
All right. Well, you're always welcome to come and join us on Sunday morning at Lapa at 11:30 is our morning service. So we'd be privileged to have you there with us.
And just remember, people, that we are going to have our English service, not in the last Sunday of the month, but
on the 16th.
16th.
Yeah, and we're going to have a Christmas-focused English worship service. So I think it's going to be a little different, a lot of Christmas carols. Yeah. It's going to be just a great time celebrating the birth of Jesus. So come and be a part of that as well on the 16th.
Do it.